Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. This is not my series that I was teasing in that video I put out. What is it, 3, 4 weeks ago now? Um, I really had every intention to get into that series and make it an awesome series. It's kind of I call it a movie TV series. Machinima, I guess, would be another way you'd state it. But it turned out a lot more difficult than I thought. Specifically, I was dealing with a lot of lag, and I was dealing with memory issues, and it just then the update to 2.25. Sorry, I always state that one wrong. Uh, Came out, and that just threw in a whole nother layer of issues, with some mods not working in 0.24.5 to point 2, sorry, and it just it just really became a mess. Whereas, yeah, and some mods actually worked in 0.25. It really did become a mess. And as you can see here, I am in 0.25 right now, and I have real solar system. As you can see right behind us, we have the moon, and here's the United States with Florida and Mexico and South America. But here is what I have going on here. We'll resume RSS testing. Um, I have been working on this recently. I have some beta slash alpha mods installed right now. They seem to be working okay. I need to update some of them because I believe there are newer versions out. But this loading screen takes forever. But this is just kind of a mini rant telling you guys what I've been up to recently. Um, and kind of throwing out some feelers for what people would like to see. This series is probably not going to be ready until, I don't know. I really hope to get a lot of work done sometime soon. I've been suffering from laziness, and so it's not been amazing. But as you can see here, this looks really cool. There's some visual glitches here. That's just because this the RVE, or Real Solar System Visual Enhancements, is what this is just still in a very alpha state right now. I know he wants to make make it into a more stable beta version that people can actually download. But as you can see here, you have all these city lights. The clouds look pretty cool. I'm not quite sure why the mountains appear through there like that. But you could see some of the U.S. space stations. You have um, Vandenberg, I guess that's how you pronounce it. I have actually never heard it pronounced in person. Cape Canaveral and Wallops here. Wallops is the site of where orbital launches their Antares rocket, which recently had some issues. I'll probably put my own video out on that one, as a little rant series. That's one series I want to do. I want to do a rant slash kind of a news sort of thing. When something space related comes out, I'll probably do like a rant or an informational, in my opinion, sort of video thing out at the time. But for right now, this is not that. I'm just kind of giving you an update as what has been going on. As you can see, remote tech from these little dots here are, yeah, so I'm not sure if you guys are too familiar with another YouTuber that does a lot of Kerbal Space Program stuff called Bob Fitch, I think is how you pronounce his name. I'm really bad with names, if you haven't been able to guess. And he he kind of is in the same boat I am in. He started out by just kind of pulling in stock parts and we'll just mess with them. And as he got into it, he realized if I really want to make this my own series, my own, make everything work under the memory limit, you're going to have to build parts. And this is one of the biggest issues I've run up against because I'm not even sure, I forgot to pull that part out. It really is a struggle because um, I've taken coding classes before, but it really takes a lot of patience, and it's one of those things that this is not building from scratch. You already have the building blocks, and you pretty much just have to put in those building blocks, fill out the information, and you load it up, see if it works. If it does, great. If it doesn't, oh well. I will be pulling stuff from like Realism Overhaul. That is a another mod. It kind of goes along with the real solar system. It pulls in, it makes like parts like this solid rocket motor here, that is part of the NASA mission, which came out in 0.23.5. And see, now this is like a Ares 1 slash space shuttle booster slash Ares 5. You can see all of them right here. Um, it, the ATK, which is the company that makes these boosters, and increased Space Shuttle SRB, adding a full segment originally developed for the Ares 1 as first stage and then strap-on boosters for Ares 5. Now the Ares has been canceled. ATK is continuing development of the Space Launch System. So this, even though the Constellation program has been canceled, I still want to continue it in my series. What I will probably do is continue making an Ares 1, which I honestly think NASA should have done. But again, that's not my rant. I'll probably put out another video on that. I think NASA should have continued using at least the Ares 1 system. And then I will probably use the SLS or Space Launch System for my heavy lifters, replacing the Ares 5. But as you can see here, I'm making this my own thing here. I have the solid fuel. I have, for some reason, tweak scale's gone on this thing again. I don't know why. But tweak scale's supposed to be on here. We have real fuels. I think I've got most of the plugins I want in. This is basically what I'm having to do. I'm having to go in and I'm having to pull in my own parts, and I kind of want to make this as realistic as possible, with my own twist. Like, for example, I'll be using the Ares 1, but I'll also be using the SLS, and I'll be using SpaceX Falcon 9s and Falcon Heavies, and I'll probably make the Antares, and I'll be making all sorts of things. I'll be making my own designs, and that'll be that system. The Tellus Futurum series, that will be that series. It's kind of like, from this point forward, this is what I just imagine the future being like. There'll be some secret stuff to it, but you're just going to have to wait till the first episode comes out. Another series I'd like to do is I would like to cover the history of rockets. Probably starting about the B2, or the B2, the V2, and going forward, going through what Germany used it for, maybe giving some information, maybe making my own history behind it, maybe just copying the history. I don't quite know where I'd go with that. But that will be another one where I have to design a lot of parts for that. So don't expect that one to come out all that soon. Like I said, I want to start my own rant series, news slash rant series. I know a lot of people like doing things like that for different stuff, but I haven't heard much in the way of space developments. And I'd probably like simulate launches with this, that about these things, simulate the programs that are going on. And then fourth series I would like to look at is, as I've been researching a lot of this stuff, I find it really cool how you learn how these things work. And a lot of people get into Kerbal Space Program and go, how do I make a shuttle? A shuttle just makes absolutely no sense because they have these odd center of mass things and off center of thrust. And if you look at the Atlas rockets, they'll sometimes use five solid rocket motors, three on one side, two on the other, and you go, well, how does that work? And I'd like to explain to you guys how that does work. And some people will probably go, oh, well, that's just gimbling and all this other stuff. But what exactly is gimbling? What is exactly is how you line up your center of thrust, center of mass, center of lift, all these different things. Just explaining to you guys how all this stuff works. I love doing things like that. But we'll just see. But that's pretty much where I'm at. I have one part. I think I'm going to start adding an Orion crew capsule with the service module and things like that. I'm really probably going to start working on making an Ares 1 rocket because that will be the first step in my what do you call it? The I hate when my mind just goes blank. My first step in my Tellus Futurum series, and so that's where I'm at right now. No, I haven't just put out that video going, oh, get all hyped and I'm just going to disappear again, because I'm not doing anything. I am doing stuff. I've probably made 5 different builds trying to get this thing to work. And it's just, I came to the conclusion that I'm going to have to make my own parts. That's how it's going to work. I will take models from other people and I will rescale them to the way I want them. But for right now, this is where I'm at. I can't. I really. I can't just use other people's parts because they'll sometimes work and they'll work and sometimes they won't. And sometimes there's extra parts, extra modules that it loads up that takes RAM and yeah, it's just that's where I'm at right now. I kind of hope to get maybe another like rant series or informational series where I don't have to put as much work into it. I'll do a lot more research, but research is actually a lot easier than building these parts for me at least right now. So yeah, that's where I hope to be. I hope to have the first episode of Tellus Futurum out by the 1st of December, or at least before the launch of the Delta 4 in oh going off on a completely different tangent here. I've never really announced where I live, and there's a reason for that. I don't want people stalking me, and I'm sure if people really wanted to, they could figure out where I live. But I will lead on that I live close enough to Cape Canaveral that I did watch the most recent Atlas V rocket launch. I will put that video up probably right as I'm talking about it. It was really kind of cool because that was the closest I've ever been, even though I've lived within an hour of the Cape for years now. Yeah, I've never really gone and watched one of these things. So I went out went and watched one of these launches, and it was really cool. It was really cool to hear and to see these things launch right off the pad. This one in particular launched really slowly. I'll probably have some other footage of the actual stream footage. But that was a really cool. I was watching the live stream when the Antares rocket blew up. I watched the night before when it was scrubbed by a boat. um, that was really quite an interesting. It was really an interesting week in space with 2 successful launches and 2 not so successful launches. So yeah, I probably will get a rant up on the failures of the Antares and the Spaceship Two. Even though we don't quite know what happened yet, we have a general idea, and just kind of touching on some of the things some people have. Well, it was probably this. They shouldn't have been using those, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'll get into that sort of stuff, but that's not for this episode. I've rambled on long enough, so until next time, guys, I will see you guys later.